Welcome, everybody, to Goldilocks and the Silver Fox podcast. We are Joanne and Carl. This week, we are going to talk about my birthday and New Year's.
Right.
So, we're going to cover 1967, and then also some facts about December 27th, which is my birthday. This podcast, we are recording a week early, but it will roll out on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. So, before we jump into our 1967 and our birthday stuff, I want to check in and see how you're doing, Carl. It's been so busy, I feel like I haven't talked to you.
It has been
We
busy.
talk once a week when we do the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then it's regroup and do the podcast. No, but it's...
All right, so Carl, how are you doing?
Doing good. I can't believe the year is over and we're starting a new year.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
2024, yeah. We'll talk about a little bit of that, like sort of some of our goals and stuff getting into 2024. We can talk about that today since that's literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How was your week?
Busy. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm wiped out. My hours at work have been way more than normal, and I'm absolutely exhausted.
Okay.
And I haven't had time to, work on fun things on my other channel, and just I haven't had time to just have downtime. Like, it's just been going. I don't mean to be a complainer, and I know that so many people are busy this time of year between, October through January. It's just there's a hair in my face. It's just a really busy time, but yeah,
It is a busy time.
I'm
It is a
exhausted.
busy time.
I am. I have to admit.
Well, we made it through it.
We did. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's all that matters.
That's
we
right.
had fun. We had a great time with family, and
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to the new year. I want to.
Yeah. We have some big goals for the new year,
Yeah, we
so
do.
I am excited actually about.
Got
the New
cars
Year's.
to buy, cars to restore. Add to the collection.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well,
All right.
Big goals.
Yeah, big goals, I'll say. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get into some stuff if you're ready for that.
Let's get into
Said
it.
hi to everybody and all of that.
Hi, everybody.
So, the year I was born, and I shouldn't even say this. I don't like to talk about this publicly.
1992.
Right. 1967.
Wow.
So, in 1960... Wow!
How old are you?
Jeez! Gosh!
Oops.
1967, there were hippies everywhere. And it's funny because my dad was a conservative guy.
Yeah. He was.
Now, he owned a construction company. He wasn't like a white collar or whatever, but he was a conservative guy. And when he met my mom, she was conservative. But then during the course of their marriage, she turned into a hippie. And he did not like it.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. So hippies were everywhere, including in my household.
Wow.
Yeah. So now a few things. I found some facts, and it says the Monterey Pop Festival was held in California, and the Who was there, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and it was the first big performance for Janis Joplin. So that was before Woodstock was even a thought.
And I think that's what put Jimi Hendrix on the map in America.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Because I know he did the Woodstock thing, but I think Monterey is where really, like, everybody's
Kind
like,
of.
holy shit, who is this?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure Janis Jackson, what'd you say? Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, yeah.
And that put her on the map? That was her first
That
big
was
performance?
her first big performance.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sorry I can't talk this morning apparently. So pardon me, everyone.
Yeah.
The Mariner 5 was launched from Cape Canaveral. That's something we've never done. We need to go over to the Cape.
We live here, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely
it's
should.
just across to the other side. That's okay. Let's 2024. Let's go over to the Cape. Let's watch a rocket go off.
Well, they have to actually launch one. I don't know. We got to figure when their summer scheduled.
Yes. Well, we'll do that. Of course. That's what I'm saying. Gosh,
Just look at an empty launch pad.
Carl.
We could set off model rockets on the launch pad.
Okay.
And then film it like from really close. And
Yeah.
it'll look real.
Sure.
And we'll share.
Sure. Let's do that.
And we'll share it.
Yeah.
We'll do our own launch.
Sure.
Goldilocks and Silver Fox satellite.
Okay.
All right, continue.
Anywho, the Mariner 5 was bound for Venus, but it got lost. What?
Too many things going through my head. So what? I don't even know what Mariner 5 is.
It's obviously a thing that they shot up into the sky.
Never even heard of Mariner 5.
That's because it was done in 1967. We were babies.
Well, and what happened to... I heard of Apollo, the moon landing, but I never heard of the Mariner. It got
lost in space, basically. But it did collect some information before it got lost.
And then they did that TV show Lost in Space with it?
Sure. Sure.
And it was going to Venus?
Okay, but yes, it was supposed to head for Venus, but here's an interesting fact about it.
Okay.
That on that was the first solar panels used. Like it was the first time solar panels were like used.
The Mariner. And was it successful? Do you know anything about it?
No, it got lost.
Got lost.
It did collect information though.
Okay.
So I guess it was somewhat successful.
All right, then they sent Will Robinson out there to find it.
I don't know who that is.
It's from Lost in Space. Danger Will Robinson.
Oh, see, I don't watch that show.
All right,
okay,
I'll be quiet.
Right,
go ahead.
So, now here's some interesting. So, you know how there's these days that we celebrate. Obviously, there's Easter and Christmas and Valentine's Day. Well, now there's basically a day to celebrate on every day of the year. Like,
what?
It's crazy. So here's some of the crazy things that get celebrated on December 27th.
Oh, and just on December 27th.
Yes,
okay.
Specifically
all right.
on December 27th.
All right.
National Leftovers Day.
I like that.
You don't even like leftovers.
Depends what they are.
Right. Yeah, you're very finicky, and you don't usually like them. But I guess if it's like the Italian food or something like that, you would maybe like it.
Okay.
Pizza.
Yeah.
It's also Visit the Zoo Day.
Wow.
Yeah, who decided that?
Yeah.
Visit the Zoo Day. 2 days after Christmas, that's what you're going to go do? Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was
National
interesting.
Zoo Day.
Yeah. Now, I do like this one.
Okay.
Make Cutout Snowflakes Day. Again, who decided this? I have no idea.
Cutout Snowflakes Day. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I found. But I like snowflakes. I like wintertime, so I can get on board with that. I could cut out a snowflake on my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a good one. It's National Fruitcake Day. And it means the actual fruitcake, not where you were going.
No, well...
Because I know you so well that I know exactly where you were going.
All right, so no fruitcakes. We're not inviting any more fruitcakes over the house.
No fruitcakes are coming over. No.
Okay, so
Now,
you love fruitcakes, though, don't you?
No, I don't. Why would you say that?
I thought that was your favorite thing.
No, what?
You make fun of me because every once in a while someone gives me a fruitcake, I'll eat it. And you make fun of me.
You do. I think you only eat it because we're running out of sweets.
Right. Well, maybe.
Who actually eats a fruitcake? Now, if I was in Italy and it was a fresh baked fruitcake, it probably is delicious. But the ones that they sell at the stores now, just ew. What are they even doing?
Yeah, some of them are so hard. I think it's from last year's Christmas.
Yeah.
But if you find it, where we go to Felice, they got the Italian ones.
Yeah.
And so those are good. I like those.
Good.
Yeah.
Slice it, put some butter on it, and warm it up. It's probably great.
Yeah, and we're going to be going to Italy this year in a few months, actually.
That's what we were hoping.
So we'll try some fruitcake there.
Yeah.
That's on the to-do list.
Yeah. Okay. Now... this one shocked me. International Day of Epidemic Preparedness.
Wow, that should be on your mom's birthday.
Why?
Epidemic preparedness?
Yeah.
Because she's a what do they call those? The prepper. Preppers.
Yes.
Where they prep for every dangerous thing and store the food for years and years.
She is a prepper. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, those are some of the celebrations that are celebrated on December 27th.
So I've been mentally preparing your birthday.
Okay.
So we're going to have leftovers. We're going to cut out snowflakes.
Okay.
And we're going to eat a fruitcake together.
Oof, okay.
A gluten-free fruitcake.
Okay. If you can find that, good luck.
We'll make it if we have to.
Ooh, okay. That's tough. All right.
We'll prepare for the end of the world. We'll get some supplies.
Sure. Okay.
And then there was one more in there. What did I miss?
And we have to apparently go to the zoo.
Oh, we got to go to the zoo. We'll go to the zoo and we'll feed the animals fruitcake.
While we're preparing for an epidemic.
Yes.
Oh,
we'll pick out the animals we're going to save during the epidemic.
Right, like Noah's Ark. We'll pick out, although he got all of them apparently.
Yeah, we only need a couple. We need 2 horses. So we can, for transportation.
Sure, okay. Because, elephants would be slow.
Too slow.
Although I don't think I've ever seen a horse at the zoo.
Well,
a camel, but again, slow. But they don't need water. So in Florida,
we'll get zebra. They got zebras.
So
we'll get zebras.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get chickens for food.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen the chickens at the. Oh. But I'm sure they do have some sort of bird. All birds lay eggs. So
we'll get flamingos. Flamingos got to lay eggs.
Okay.
Flamingo eggs.
Oh, okay. I think I'm against that.
We'll just eat the eggs, not the birds.
I know, but still, it's a flamingo.
Ostrich. You could probably eat that egg for a week. Yeah. We'll get ostrich eggs.
Okay, this is wild.
I don't know why we got on this.
This is just wild, yeah.
And then what else do we need?
Going downhill fast.
We live in Florida, so we don't need like leather clothes to keep us warm.
Yeah, you could survive the coldest day here. You could totally survive, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, enough prepping. Okay. So let's
kind of went down a wrong turn right there.
Along. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for that.
But that's for your birthday. We're going to do all those things.
Inspiration.
Yeah. You're so welcome.
Yeah.
So I already got your birthday planned.
I can't wait.
So fruit cake. I'll get the cake and then you pick out the frosting.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I love.
What do you love?
Is pineapple upside down cake. If that could be my fruit cake. Oh,
okay.
Man.
Well, it's got a fruit in it.
Upside down cake. Delicious.
All right, so maybe we'll do that.
And those maraschino cherries that you like so much.
Done. All right, that's on your list.
Love that.
We'll do that.
I used to make those when I could eat them. Oh man, it was one of my favorites. You can't eat it now,
so we got to do gluten free.
You have to do gluten free. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I think we got your birthday planned.
All right. Well, wow, it sounds like an amazing time.
That's an adventurous birthday, so.
Yeah, it sure is. So, do you happen to know what the most popular toy of 1967 was?
Stretch Armstrong?
No, it was the Etch-a-Sketch.
Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it must have sort of just come out. I don't know. But
Etch-a-Sketch. That's the little thing you turn the things.
Dials,
okay. Wow.
Yeah,
okay. And then you shake it to make it go away.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I remember that.
Now, one site said it was the Etch-a-Sketch. I found another site that said it was the board game Battleship. Which I love that game. That's such a fun game.
Yeah. Okay.
Strategic.
I like that. Yeah.
So it's fun. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Did not know that.
All right. So some firsts that happened.
Okay.
On December 27th of 1932.
The first thing that happened on December 7th.
Well, okay, I probably
December
phrased
27th.
that wrong. December 27th, 1932, New York City.
32. Wow.
New York City's Radio City Hall first opened on that day.
Wow, okay.
And the number one single of the year. Oh, do you know? Because you
What year? What year are we
music.
talking about?
Everything's 1967. Well, except for that.
You just said 32. You threw me off.
You're right. Okay. What was the number one single of 1967?
We're talking about like pop music, right?
Yeah.
So pop music. Let me kind of zero in it. So are we talking like Motown, rock and roll? Is it like?
Well, it'd be top 40. It would be whatever would be considered top 40 back then.
No, I get that.
It would be the most popular song. Motown is not going to be the most popular song.
No. But I'm trying to zero in. So we're
Just
talking like the Supremes.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
But 1967.
It's not the Easy Beats.
I don't even know who that is, but no. It's somebody we all know.
It is somebody we all know.
Oh, yeah. Obviously very popular.
Number one song. No, I don't know. Let's just go.
Okay.
I don't know.
It was by the Monkees.
The Monkees. Daydream Believer?
I'm a believer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have thought about the Monkees.
Okay. And then along those lines, the most popular band in 1967. This should be a no-brainer. Most popular band in 1967.
All right. I need 2 guesses. So
okay.
I would say Jimi Hendrix.
Band. Okay, no.
No.
They were not from America.
I don't. Oh, for goodness gracious, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I was okay.
So
all right, so I was thinking you got me on
Crack
rocking.
is whack. What are you doing?
Yeah, crack is whack. You got me thinking about because I think our experience came out in '67, but it was just kind of taken off. So yeah. I forgot about the whole Beatles.
The Beatles craze
explosion because I wasn't that big of a Beatles fan.
I know, which is so interesting to me. But I mean, I guess we were babies,
right?
Right.
Right.
So obviously, but it was something that we heard growing up and as children. And
yeah.
all that,
Oh, of course. Yeah. So actually, let me throw something out there.
Okay.
Because I got all this stuff on my brain now. So, the Monkees.
Yes.
You never really watched that show, did you?
I did watch it a couple times.
Okay, but you weren't really that into it. It was kind of slapstick. It was silly. It was just bizarre. I thought it was a funny show. I'd watch it because it was kind of slapstick
goofy,
and absolutely goofy. They had the little monkey mobile, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But so the Monkees were kind of produced to compete with the Beatles. They were considered like the American Beatles.
You can tell because their music was similar.
Yeah, it was just pop music. So so they had the Monkees, and they would go on tour. And obviously kids watching the show would want to see the Monkees and all that. So Jimi Hendrix, one of their first tours, they had Jimi Hendrix open for them. And you can imagine how that would go over because it was completely different audiences.
Oh, absolutely.
So the kids were just like,
oh, yeah.
What the hell am I looking in at? And the whole time he was playing, they're like, we want the Monkees, we want the Monkees.
Right.
And they were basically booing him. So he lasted like 5 shows, and then they're like, okay, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And so they moved on. So
interesting. Yeah, talk about a different.
I mean, he's doing the whole using the guitar the way he did.
No,
sexual manners, and
that's a completely different vibe. That's
playing the guitar with his tongue.
I don't know who was thinking that was a good idea, but
that was a bomb.
It's just a different vibe. So speaking of the Beatles. And they were the most popular band in '67. So, do you happen to know what the number 1 album was?
Oh man, theirs?
It was theirs, yes.
God, I don't know their stuff.
Okay.
Well, so number 1 album. Yeah, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you.
The Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Was
oh my gosh, 1967. Okay,
yeah.
Wow, Sgt. Pepper's. You know what? That makes sense. Okay.
Yep. So, I don't know if this is interesting or not, but there's a little list of popular songs of 1967, so it might kind of bring us back a little bit. This would be stuff, I mean, again, we were babies, but stuff, they play on the radio for like a couple years, so obviously we had heard probably a lot of these. The Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Of course, yeah.
And then the Beatles, Hello, Goodbye. Yes, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of them have more staying power than others.
Yes. Jimi Hendrix. Well, since you know Jimmy.
Yeah.
Most popular song of '67 by him. Do you know what it was?
His most popular song?
Yeah.
I'm thinking the album is "Are You Experienced?"
Okay, and it doesn't say the album; it just says the song.
Because I believe that came out in '67.
All right.
And I'm trying to think what was on that album.
Yeah.
I know Watchtower is what is huge for him, but I don't think it was on that album.
Okay. And that's not it.
Okay, that was he copied Bob Dylan, so that was huge.
Okay.
Purple Haze?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Bravo. Yeah.
All right.
And then there's I have heard this song a lot of times. The Turtles, Happy Together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Doors.
That's us.
God.
So happy together.
The Doors,
okay.
Which I used to really be into their music.
Okay, right.
Really, when I was a teenager, just out of high school, I was listening to them all the time. And theirs was Light My Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, useless trivia. Mm-hmm. So, they were on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Who? What were we talking about?
The Doors.
The Doors. Okay.
So,
oh, yeah.
They were on the Ed Sullivan Show for the very first time.
Okay.
And the song they were going to play was Light My Fire.
Light My Fire, okay.
And there was a lyric that that Ed Sullivan and the what do they call the people?
Producer.
What do you call the people that not sponsors? They say you can do this or you can't. They were going to do the song Light My Fire.
Okay.
And I believe the lyric that they had a problem with was "Girl, we couldn't get much higher."
Okay.
Because it was talking about drugs, and drugs were so prolific back then.
Yeah.
And they said you can be on, but you can't sing this lyric. Oh. And they're like, "Well, we're singing our lyrics."
Yeah.
They're like, you cannot sing that lyric.
Okay.
So, when they did the song, they agreed, or the band, I think, agreed that they weren't going to sing it, but then Jim Morrison's like, fuck this, I'm doing it.
Of course.
And literally got right up in the camera and sang the lyric.
Yeah.
We couldn't get much higher.
Yeah.
And they were banned from ever being on Back.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, The Doors released their first album in 1967.
Wow.
And Aretha Franklin released Respect.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think nowadays people don't realize it, but it was such a unique time to be into music. I think.
Oh yeah, there is a big variety nowadays, but I think that was like the sort of the beginnings of it, just everything bursting open. Mm-hmm. Music of different genres really becoming embraced. It wasn't just for a certain set of people. People were really opening up to all different types of music. And they
were learning. Well, some instruments were new, like electric guitars weren't really that old.
Yeah.
And some of the sounds that they were making, and then Motown coming out with their very unique sound that they had, and all the stuff that they were producing. It was a really cool time. Rock and roll was going crazy.
Yeah. Yes,
and then you had the influx of kind of the British invasion started.
You go from big band music, basically, to all of this other stuff with
big
electric
bands
guitars
to 50s.
Oh, man.
And then you get into this just like wild psychedelic stuff.
Wild.
Everything. Yeah, so it was kind of a neat time. So music-wise, I think it was really cool.
For sure, yeah. All right, so I want to tell you about some products that were introduced in 1967, and some of these really surprised me.
Okay.
The Big Mac.
67?
Yeah.
Wow, that's iconic.
And I don't know when I ever would have thought that it was introduced, but it was kind of cool in 67.
Have you ever had a Big Mac?
Oh, yes.
Of course, okay.
Yeah.
Probably everybody's had a Big Mac.
I can't imagine, Now, for me, it's been over 30 years.
Yeah, because you can't eat
I don't eat red meat. I just, But, of course I had one, yeah. Is that the one with the special sauce?
2 patties, I think. Yeah,
special
so I think they had this.
Some cheese,
I think they had the song. I think that was the big song.
We can remember that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they. Yeah, they do still sell this close-up toothpaste.
Close-up.
Close-up toothpaste.
No,
and I think it's in a
that.
Red container with a big smile on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, fantastic cleaner, and my mom used to use that. That was
fantastic.
and it does work really well, actually. Yeah. Fiddle Faddle candy-coated popcorn, which is delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Fiddle Faddle.
Fiddle Faddle, yeah. This, I knew about why it was introduced. I knew about where it was invented, but I didn't know it was this early on. For some reason, I thought it was in the 70s or 80s. But in 1967, Gatorade was introduced.
Gatorade, wow.
Gatorade, yeah, because, that was created at UF.
Okay.
University of Florida, because the football players were passing out in the heat down here.
Yeah.
And so he went to the, probably the science people and said, hey, we need something. And they created Gatorade.
That's really cool.
So, yeah. Hostess Ho-Hos. Yep.
Hostess Ho-Hos.
Yep.
Okay, wow.
That's right.
Hostess Ho-Hos.
No sassy coming out of you, huh? I was waiting for it. Waiting for it. Okay. All right.
I don't know. So it's making me laugh. Ho-hos. So, I'm keeping it clean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the bright light up box with the pegs, I had one.
I had a light bright. I remember that. Yeah.
That was created or put out on market in 1967.
Wow. Okay. I remember that. Okay.
I wonder how many kids swallowed those little pieces.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
Because back then, there wasn't warning labels.
Yeah. That's true. Warning label came from our generation of all the stuff we did. Don't do this. Don't put the plastic wrapper over your head.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So we still have one of these in our house.
Wow.
Mini cassettes. Remember how the little cassettes are tiny?
1967?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they must have thought that was the cutting edge.
Right. Wow.
Mini cassette. Because back then you got to think about, for music, it was still those 8-track tapes.
Well,
it wasn't even the the other cassettes yet, I don't think. It was like 8 tracks.
Well, they definitely had 8 tracks, yeah.
You know. So then, mini cassettes, and it must have been like, first probably started out as a spy thing.
Right.
And then offices. That would have been for dictation things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, I used to love these. I can't eat them anymore, but Nilla wafers.
1967 for Nilla wafers? Wow, okay.
It would be cool to find a box from 1967 of Nilla wafers. I would turn it into a journal, of course, but just kind of, because it would be similar but different than the boxes now. So I thought that was funny. Okay, now this really surprised me. I thought this was going to be from the 80s for sure, because that's when like microwaves came out, but this was pre-microwave. Pizza snack rolls. And what do we call those now? Like it's the little...
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, 1967.
Yeah.
Wow. See, 67 was a great year.
Yeah, well, yes. Okay, and then another one, which, of course, I had no idea. Twix candy bar.
No
kidding. I had no idea it was came out that early.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought, again, 1980s, Twix. I mean, who saw Twix when they were a kid? I didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy. So...
But just because it came out then doesn't mean it was popular. Like, sometimes it takes a little time to grow into popularity.
No, absolutely. Sure. But now all I'm thinking about is lunch, and I want a Big Mac, side of Nilla wafers, couple little pizza rolls.
Sure. And polish it off with a Twix.
And a Twix for dessert. Yeah.
Sounds repulsive to me, but now I will
glorious.
Go for the fiddle faddle.
Oh yeah,
I'll eat that for lunch.
That's for movies. That's for later.
Oh, okay. All right, now the cost of some things back in '67.
Okay, and I got a couple too.
Okay, good. Okay, so a 3-bedroom house, so similar probably to what we're living in. Okay. $17,000.
Holy cow!
That's incredible.
Holy cow! Wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's shocking, actually.
That is shocking.
17. A car nowadays costs more
than a house back then.
Than a house back then.
3 times more, yeah. Depending on what you buy.
So
wow.
I know. A tube of toothpaste, and you don't really do our shopping, so you might not be in touch with this. But back then it was 39 cents.
Wow.
Yeah. And toothpaste, depending on what kind you use, is between $3 and $6.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. A Cadillac.
Now
that's a little more pricey than
right. Sure,
cars,
that's the
but
upper
$6,700.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which I think would have been expensive back then.
It was because I'm going to give you some things here in a second.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Interject.
All right. So because I love cars.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So a Cadillac is $6,000. So we can kind of base that. So Cadillac was top of the line.
Right.
High class, you're spending extra money.
Yes.
So a Camaro.
Okay.
It was the first year of the Camaro. It was 1967.
Okay.
The Camaro was also created in competition because Ford Mustang was doing so well.
Yes.
So 1967, first year of a Camaro, the base model was $2,500.
Okay.
And then the Super Sport that everybody wishes they had. Was $3,000.
Wow.
So $3,000 for the Super Sport Camaro. And then...
So now how much would a restored 67, say, Super Sport go for now? Like, just restored beautiful.
Everything restored perfectly over $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably between 80... Well, probably closer to 90 upper...
That's incredible.
100,000.
That's incredible.
Or lower 100,000. Yeah. It is insane just how things have changed. But so then if you were into the Fords, kind of the same thing. The Shelby was, I think, the Mustang. Let me see, I got to open here. So everybody wants a fastback right now.
Right.
The 67 fastback is probably one of the most desirable of the early Mustangs. Well, I got to clarify that. So there, you got the Shelbys, you got all these different things. So people like different things, but the '67 fastback is iconic because that's what Eleanor was from the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
Everybody loves the Eleanors, and everybody's cloned them. So the '67 fastbacks are really hard to find.
Okay.
So brand new back in the day, they were $2,400.
Wow.
No, they were. Back in the day, they were $2,460 for a fastback.
Crazy.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I gotta look at my phone real quick.
Okay.
The last one doesn't recognize my face anymore.
Oh.
That's not good. Anyways, I saw it before. So, and then the last one, which everybody wanted, was the 67 Shelby back in the day.
Okay, the Shelby, yeah.
So you get the base model or the V8 for $25,000 to $3,000. Okay. Then the Shelbys were between $5,000 and $6,000.
Wow.
So crazy.
And now, how much does a Shelby, a restored 67 Shelby original go for now?
Well over $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So crazy. Yeah, crazy.
And so, speaking of all that, you are restoring for yourself a 65 fastback. Original? Yeah. It's like you didn't make it a fastback. It came
this is an original fastback car.
Okay.
But it's highly modified.
Okay.
So,
but that it seems to be trending that way. People are more into the comfort. They want the classic car, but they want it to be comfortable.
Right.
Because classic cars aren't really that comfortable. When I get in my Jeep and then I get into a classic, which I have the opportunity to do frequently because we collect things like that.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable. It's just not.
No.
So it's nice to have some modifications.
Yeah, and that's kind of the current trend, and that's kind of the trend that I've been on for a while. It's kind of like to have your classic car look classic from the outside.
Yep.
But drive and have the comforts of your brand new car on the inside. Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's that's kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah.
So, for anybody who may be interested, Carl has a shop called CV Classics, and he also has a YouTube channel called CV Classics.
I do.
He restores classic cars.
Yeah.
And he has created videos on certain things, some how-to videos.
A lot of how-to videos.
Shop updates and stuff like that, but a lot of how-to videos.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're into the whole car thing, please check out the channel. Let me know what you think about it.
CV Classics.
And if you're into Mustangs and all that, we've got several videos.
55 Chevy stuff. Did you do some 55 Chevy
55
stuff?
Chevys. Got
the
Camaro,
Mustang conversion.
So we did a conversion from a 67 coupe to fastback.
Yep.
Fits in this podcast very well because it's a 1967.
Right.
And it's kind of a tribute to a early Shelby.
Okay.
And so that was a lot of videos on that.
Some videos, and he hasn't completed all the videos yet because he's been really working really hard on the car.
Well, so
there will be some more to come, I'm thinking.
So we had
kind of cool.
The reason why is, and we just did it, and we'll probably get the video out very soon. Is the reveal for the owner of the car.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
So
that's gonna be really exciting.
So he's coming to see it. He hasn't seen it, and he's in the military. He's out of state. His name is Austin. And he only gets to come home twice a year.
Right.
So, I know he's anticipated and, he can't wait to see the car. Mm-hmm. So, once he sees it, we'll start putting the videos back out. But I really wanted to kind of surprise him and not see the total progress.
Right.
But we got videos on building it, painting it, everything else.
That's
so
if
you like
that, go check it out.
Check it out. CV Classics.
If you're a car guy, you might think that's cool. So, little plug for Carl there today. So, Hershey bar. 1967, 5 cents. They're over $2 now.
Wow.
Just for a bar.
Yeah.
They're over $2 now.
Jeez.
5 cents. And then, regular gas.
All right, 25 cents.
You're close.
28 cents.
34 cents.
34 cents.
And it might have fluctuated. Like now, one month it could be something, and then it might have fluctuated. But it said 34 cents. That
imagine
was the average.
34 cents a gallon.
No.
That's why they were driving these crazy big motor cars. They didn't care about it. The good old days.
So many things were just different back then. And so I wanted to just talk about real quick some sort of current events that I came across.
Okay.
And it's not birthday related at all. But did you, I think you look at the news more than I do, but I did come across these. So did you hear that a deer broke into an elementary school and was running around? The poor thing. Broke through a glass window.
Wow. Running
around in the elementary school. A guy saw the deer bust through the glass. It must have been frightened.
Did it have a red nose?
It didn't, but they did name it Rudolph.
Did they really?
Because it's the
That's
time
funny.
of year.
Right.
And 2 officers had to go in, and they caught it with a dog snare. I guess they occasionally have to, so they used a dog snare to get it out. So anyway, I didn't know if you had heard about it.
I had not heard about it.
And of course, by the time this podcast rolls out, it'll be semi-old news. But still, I just thought it was interesting and wild. I mean, I can't imagine. And then, Mark Shepard, who played Crowley.
Yeah.
Okay, because you like that show.
Right.
So he had 6 massive heart attacks.
I saw that.
Almost died.
That I saw, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I figured that wouldn't have escaped you.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
You do like him.
Yeah.
Did you... Okay, now this is wild. So... Did you ever volunteer? Remember when Amanda was in high school and they had to do volunteer hours? And one of the things that came up as a possibility was volunteering at the golf tournament. Did you ever do that with? Mm-hmm. Okay, because we had both the kids doing it, so I think you had to do a year, and I did several years, and so envision a golf tournament, big time thing, ladies sitting on the green, whatever, but not on the green, just, because that's what they do. They watch them and they follow them around. It's weird. Anyway, I'm not a golf person, so whatever. But, so one of the golfers hits the ball and it lands in her lap.
No way.
Yeah.
And the rules are like you have to play it where it lands, right?
So it's like, what do you do? What do you do with that?
I guess you got to use a putter. I don't know.
I thought that was wild. Yeah, true. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
So what did they do?
I don't know. I don't like golf enough to read the whole article. I just thought that was the funny part, and so that's the only thing I want to talk about.
See, now my mind's just going. I want to know what they had to do.
Yeah, well, you can go look it up. I could care less what they did. I just thought it was funny. It landed in her lap.
Wow.
I just thought that was funny. Yeah. So I have to ask your opinion about this.
Okay.
So upcoming in very shortly, actually, are the awards shows.
Check that. Make sure everything's good.
Are the awards shows, such as the Golden Globes, the Oscars, red carpets, crap. So what do you have an opinion on the awards shows?
I don't watch them, so no.
Yeah.
I don't.
When I was young, I watched them, but they're so stupid now. They're so ridiculous. Okay, this is all I care about. Who votes? It's not the regular people. It's not the people that consume, and I could be wrong. Maybe there is a polling thing, and regular people get to vote. But I feel like it's all them voting on each other, and who cares about your opinion? You're just an actor. We're the consumers.
Well, but, things change, too. So, yeah, I don't know if
they used to be good, they're stupid now.
Well, we're not as big in the pop culture as we were. So think back when we were younger. They had the MTV Music Awards.
Yeah, but that
I bet
was
you
cool.
didn't miss those.
No, of course not, but that was cool. MTV was cutting edge back then.
Right, true.
This is all like, ugh, what? Ew. Ugh. Speeches and... ugh.
These poor people work so hard to make these movies, and they get an award, and you could care less.
Poor people?
Yeah, no, true. They're not poor people. That's true. That's true.
No. Anyway, so maybe it's the directorship. I don't know. It's just, I just, ugh. They're so boring now. I think they used to be good. I just don't think they are anymore.
You think?
Yeah, I would tune in a little bit when I was a teenager, but now it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We got more important stuff we're into now.
Yeah,
so.
we do. So, at any rate, do you want to talk about, that was kind of my 1967 facts and things like that. And,
well, so there's one you didn't cover. So
excuse me, why?
In 1967, something was introduced and the world would never be the same.
Oh. In 1966, well, I was born that year, so I was a baby, so I might not know what was introduced.
It was you. And the world would never be the same.
Glad I've had my mark. Made my mark.
Yeah, you have.
It's good. It's good stuff. So we're coming into the new year.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Yes, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I was excited about this year, and I've been a little complainy lately because I've been working a lot, but it was a good year.
It was a good year.
I feel like it was a good year, and I feel like we learned a lot this year, and I feel like we started this podcast.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
That is very exciting. For us, yeah, it's very exciting.
It's something new. It's great fun to do something new. And to, basically winging it. I didn't even listen to podcasts. I didn't know anything about them. And yet, here we are throwing it together.
And then we're like, hey, let's do a podcast. We really didn't know anything about them.
No, but let's do it. So, okay, here we are.
Here we are.
So, speaking of, our goals for 2024 for our podcast. I really want to zero in on, well, I've always said since we started, each week I want to improve on something. Now, it might not be something that the listener hears or the viewer watches. It might be something behind the scenes that I've improved on. It might be a technique that I'm learning about technology.
Yeah.
It might be upgrading lighting. It might not be something that everybody sees, right? We've actually made a lot of changes. We switched our seating arrangement. Carl got his new little table. He was complaining about you didn't have a table for his coffee.
Couldn't put my coffee down anywhere.
So, so little things, right? we got a green screen, which I love playing with the green screen.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my creative side, it's just really important to me for my creative side to come out in anything that I do. And sometimes that gets me into trouble, like at work. But
yeah,
because they have rules, and I just but it is who I am. So I do have fun with the green screen because I can do like themes, and I love that. Like today, I'll be picking out something birthday-ish or New Year's-ish or something like that. So that's a lot of fun. Our goals, I think, for 2024 is to obviously grow the channel.
Yes.
See what we can do in a year's time.
And I want to ask for your help, everybody, listeners.
Yes.
So please share with your friends. Please tell your friends.
Yeah, help us grow. Help
us grow this channel.
If you get a giggle every now and then, or something, just share with your friends that these guys are pretty funny. They're pretty lighthearted. They're whatever. So we want to try to grow the channel. Kind of see what we can do in 2024. I feel like 2023 for the channel was like, let's figure out how to do this.
Right.
Now I feel like I can sink into it a little bit more, really start to understand what it is, what creates a good show. And then
we're still trying to figure that out.
We are. But try to hone in on that, and then how to execute it. And the execution is the hard part.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes stuff is the hard part, because, and it's not hard, it's the fun part too, though. But just leveling up. I want to level up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we can do that, that'd be great. And maybe, I don't know, this is shooting a little far, but I like to do that so that I can figure out how to do it. It'll push me to collaborate, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Maybe we could figure out
have some guests
how
on
to do that.
Yeah.
Like when we had Amanda and Nick on, that was great.
It was.
I loved it.
Right.
So maybe we can do some of that and just bring a little more into it.
Absolutely.
So, and again, we want to ask you guys, if you have suggestions, you have questions, you want to get to know us better, put that in the comments, or if you're listening, email us at GoldilocksandTheSilverFox@gmail.com. I talk about, I call it my personal channel because it's my other channel, but on that channel, I want to do more collaborations, and I want to grow that channel a little bit quicker than it has been growing. It's been doing good, but I'd like to really just do some collaborations with my design team and just really get that community thing going. And so that's my goal for that channel. I hope I have time for all of this, but
you've got a lot in the burner.
But that's a goal for that, is to definitely grow that channel some more too.
And this one, so do collaborations,
absolutely,
and kind of the same thing. And it would be nice if you'd help out with the editing and stuff on the podcast.
Are you insane? Carl's lost his mind. I'm the only one that does the editing.
Yeah, I know. I just show up.
He shows up with his coffee.
The talent just shows up, and then I sit on my mark, say my lines, and then I'm out of here.
Hey, look, there's somebody delivering a package on our front porch.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That or stealing one.
Yeah, no, she's leaving.
She's empty-handed.
She's empty-handed, yeah.
Okay, we're good.
It's all good. We have our big dining room. Okay, so this is our dining room, and we moved a sofa into our dining room, and they want to know.
They don't need to know.
And we have a big giant window that I open up so that we get all the natural light coming in, so we look 10 years younger, and so we could see the lady come and deliver our package.
We're giving away all our movie secrets. They thought this was a professional studio.
It is a professional studio. That once was our dining room.
And you just turned it into a big open window, people walking with packages.
Shut up. All right.
Anyways, going back.
So what's your goal, Carl?
So easily distracted.
You have I'm sure you have a work goal for CV Classics. Maybe not your channel, but your actual shop. I don't know.
No, it's been a great year. business is doing really well. I think we just keep plugging along and doing what we're doing. But I think for me, we're doing the podcast. We got our little YouTube channels, both our little side business. I think I just want to take more time out to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And I think for me, this podcast has been huge for me, kind of stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because I am a very private person, but we're being very open with this podcast, which is different for me. But we're having a blast, so hopefully everybody enjoys it. But I think also in that vein, just to be more adventurous this year, do more adventurous things, hopefully do some traveling.
Our trip is going to be an adventure.
We got our trip coming up to
Italy.
We'll
have to check and see if there's going to be a rocket going off at Cape Canaveral. When we meet Elon Musk.
I don't think he'll be there, but okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Might be.
Do you want to talk or do you want me to talk?
Go ahead.
Anyways, I just be a little more adventurous, I think. And then hopefully take everybody along for our adventure.
Yeah.
Do some different things. Do some things we haven't done.
Right.
And I just want to, make this year fun and adventurous. I think that's my theme for this year.
Goal.
Fun and adventurous.
That's great, yeah.
And
I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. So that's kind of my goal. And keep working on my dad bod.
Oof, yeah. I also, not that anybody even cares about this at all, but one of my goals is also to get my house in order.
Nobody cares.
I've been really going through and trying to get rid of stuff and just clean it up and put new stuff, get new curtains and stuff. And
yeah, nobody cares.
Wow, nobody cares about your stuff either, Carl.
I was looking at the analytics and they just dropped off.
Wow. Wow.
We got to bring them back.
How about they just dropped off when you sat down on the sofa to talk?
Possible.
Okay, well, this is going downhill really fast, so we're going to wrap it up.
So, yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to share.
Looking forward to 2024.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some adventures.
Happy, wonderful New Year to all of you.
And, yep.
Because that's when we'll see you. We'll be into the new year, right?
Yes, it will.
29, 30, 31, 1, 2. Yeah, 3. It'll be January 3rd next time we have a podcast out. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so happy New Year to everybody.
Yes, wishing you all the very, very best.
I hope everybody has everything. Everybody's wish comes true.
Yep.
That'd be great. So.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing else. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's a wrap.
All right, that's a wrap.
See you next week. You say cue the music. You're always the one.
Cue the music. See you, folks. Bye, friends. I was working in a country store there for a second.
Oh, shit.